So we are certain we'll soon be seeing some jam skaters on the track. We got their music queued up. I was gonna do this to the beat, but then I realized I grew up in the suburbs. And that would be called cultural appropriation, which is apparently no longer cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the Golden Gate Park Roller Girls. They're gonna do a little jam skating for you. Oh, Miley! All right, let's get another big round of applause for the Golden Gate Park Roller Girls. Thank you so much.
I'm going to let you handle stuff
Looks like we're going to get a last equipment check heading into the second half of this first game of the second helm bout of the 2014th year. Oh no, it's the 2015th year, technically. Whatever. Math. You know it's bad when the sound guy is heckling you. And some of you folks might notice a little bit of a huskiness to Miss Moxie's voice. It's just a cold. But I assure you, it is Miss Moxie sitting next to me. Looking as dashing as ever.
Yeah, this is Miss Moxie, right back on the mic here. Looks like both teams are going to be taking the line right out of the gate. Right now, with Oakland with a 9-point lead, really nothing much of a lead out there. For Berkeley Resistance, that's going to be Brawlin' Angel, number 888, taking the line.
Yes, indeed, Miss Moxie. And it looks like Brick Tater on the line. Is that Brick Tater on the line for the Oakland Outlaws? Just one outlaw in the penalty box.
Feeling like I have a little bit of frog in my voice.
Why don't you take a cough?
Sorry, yeah, I was
better?
feeling, yeah,
You
so
feel
much
better?
better. Yeah, thanks.
Just a little perspective shift. All right, and off they go. Brick Tater stuck at the back of the pack.
And that's Brawlin' Angel with just one to beat there in the front, recycled to the back of the pack.
Oh, Smash Honey Badger going down. Courtesy of number 888 Brawlin' Angel.
And we did have a late lead jammer nod there for Brick Tater.
Brick Tater almost picking up a track cut, but manages to skate by. Picking up how many? 4 points.
Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. First
Take
blood
it.
in the second half by the Oakland Outlaws.
And that takes us to 94 to 81 in favor of the Outlaws. This next jam brought to you by Anchor Brewing, the official beer of Ms. Moxie's Gullet.
Yum. It's my fave. I like Sealy Jan a lot too. Number 19, she's jamming for Berkeley.
And number 10, Huck Sin for the Oakland Outlaws. But number 19, picking up lead jammer for the Berkeley Resistance.
And Berkeley's pack just cannot contain Huck Sin. She is out, but she is not lead. That is Sealy Jan with a hop, skip, and a jump. 4 points for the Berkeley Resistance.
Wow, that looked easily 7, 8, 9 feet vertical.
If you were a figure skating judge, Bob, what would you give that? What would you rate that apex jump by Sealy?
Russian Gouge has a 2.3.
I would, well, comrade, depends on how much money you give me ahead of time. I think maybe 9.
We are not in Sochi.
I went from like 80s version of a Russian to Borat there.
And that's number 1, Par La Chica Mala, jamming for the Berkeley Resistance.
And number 42 is Team Bun Bun for the Oakland Outlaws. And quite a fight over there. Fast-moving pack, one of the first fast-moving packs.
We have a ref down. We have an official down. We have a whistle.
Okay, there are a number of ghosts on the track tonight.
It looks like a back block penalty is sending number 42, Esteemed Bun Bun, to the box, making this a power jam
Whoa.
for La Chica Mala, but she is not lead jammer.
Big Lead Chew informing us that she did a no pass, no penalty.
Managing to stay on the track, she does pick up 3 points. It looks like another no pass, no penalty there. You don't get points for skaters that you do not pass inbounds.
Whoa, a stumbling pass. Looks like she's picking up all 5 of those points. Hey, it doesn't have to be pretty to get points, does it?
Nope, and she is sending one of the Oakland Outlaws blockers to the box in the process. I'd call that a win-win.
I would call it a win-win as well, and we are sitting in a 2-point game right now, if my math is correct.
It is correct.
As number 42, Esteem Bunbun, comes through for an initial pass. Looks like we'll just have a few more seconds, and she does call it. No, she doesn't. Negative. And some...
Mala makes quick work of that pack, picking up 4 more points in the process. Esteem Bunbun is back on the track and scoring for the Outlaws.
And through for another 4 points is Esteem Bunbun right at the end of the natural conclusion of that jam.
And Bob, we did have a lead change there in that jam. 103 for the Berkeley Resistance, 102 for the Oakland Outlaws. And when there is a lead change in the Bad House, ladies and gentlemen, we drink.
1 point game, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you can tell from all the way down there, but I am excited. That was a penis joke. You get one a night. You get one a night. Number 777, Jane Hammer out there for the Outlaws. Looks like she's going to get the fast track to the inside.
And
Picking up Lee Jammer for the Oakland Outlaws.
Mad Science Fist with the star for Berkeley, still struggling with that strong Oakland wall.
Once again, this would be her first time out as a skater for the Berkeley Resistance.
It looks like Jane Hammer giving herself a little bit of a hard time there. She picked up some points, called off the jam without realizing that Mad Science Fist was still on her initial pass, and as we all know, jammers cannot score on their initial pass. They do not pick up points their first time through the pack.
And it looks like we're going to have a very alcoholic evening as we had yet another lead change. Oakland Outlaws now on top by 1.
We've got a little bit of an official
Looks like they're checking their scores.
dotting their I's, crossing their T's. With a score this close, our officials are just making sure they have everything lined up so that we can't blame them when we lose.
I sure don't like to be on the receiving end of that type of blame. Taking the line for the Outlaws, number 4x8, Brooke Tater.
Against her all-star teammate, number 888, Brawlin Angel for the Berkeley Resistance.
Brooke Tater knocked to the outside of the pivot line there early on.
Dolly Rocket escorting her ever so gently outside the track.
Not so gentle as Brawlin Angel's path through, but not picking up lead jammer. Right behind her, picking up lead jammer, Brooke Tater.
Brooke Tater did get that lead jammer nod just before Dolly Rocket hit her out, but she was recycled, so she had to go to the back of the pack. And clearing the box for everybody.
That's the thing about those short penalties. The penalty kill becomes a little less strategic over time. We're sitting at still 105 for the Oakland Outlaws, 103, and it looks like we have a wave going on one side.
I'm doing it. I'm doing the wave.
I was totally part of it.
We need to get the folks in the straightaway to buy in. Here we go. Here we go. Straightaway, folks, you in?
There we go, straight away, folks. We had a couple. There we are. We're keeping it going. Did we get it? Nice. Oh, even our friends at Indiegogo and the Bomb Squad lending a hand. That sucker is still going. That has some power.
Speaking of still going, number 10, Huck Sin jamming for the Oakland Outlaws. Number 19, Steely Jan for the Resistance. And that lead jammer nod does go to Huck Sin.
Huck Sin holding her face. Looks like she got a little bit of elbow love to the nose bone.
It doesn't feel good when you get hit in the face at all.
That's how you know they love you. Huck Sin putting a pivot on her posterior and you knocked to the inside. Just reaching turn 3. Huck Sin out for her first pass, 5 points. First scoring pass, that is. Still waiting for our Berkeley Resistance jammer to breach for her initial.
And
Meanwhile,
Number 8380, Hazel Raw, giving Sealy a bit of a hard time there in the front of the pack. She is free and clear, but it's Huxon who hits the pack one more time for a couple more points for Oakland and calls off the jam.
looks like she'll be picking up 4 points on the way out the door there.
2, 3, 4, and some points. Points for you, points for you, points for you, points for me.
Sprinkle them around. You get all the points.
All of the points.
And taking the line for the Oakland Outlaws. Looks like number 42 is Steen Bun Bun.
And I believe that is number 14, Rufio, with the jammer star for Berkeley.
Rufio stuck in the back of the pack as the Steen Bun Bun towards the front. Steen Bun Bun with 2 to beat still coming around turn 2. Still with 2 to beat, and it looks like a quick break from the resistance. Who got it first?
And we have a Steen Bun Bun with the lead jammer. Rufio just a skate behind.
Such a close point spread, and all 5 women on the track for each team. They're going to call it off. Looks like a 0-0 jam. That does equal a drinking opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Drink!
And folks, take every opportunity to raise your glass during this first game because our bar does close at halftime of the next bout. So if you're thirsty, you know, get over there.
All right, and once again, we'll be having number 6-4, Mary Prankster for the Oakland Outlaws. Going up against La Chica Mala for the Berkeley Resistance. And quite the scrum over there on turn 2. Women falling down left and right. Looks like Chica Mala towards the front. Mary Prankster getting recycled.
Mary Prankster having a seat in the box for the Oakland Outlaws. La Chica Mala is going to have a seat in the box as well. We're going to have a little jammer do-si-do in the penalty box. La Chica Mala will only sit for as long as Mary Prankster sits. She will serve the same amount of time.
And I don't think it's a secret to anybody. We have a slightly differently altitudinally challenged jammer, and unfortunately, that was not done correctly.
Yes.
So to the box she goes.
It did look like there was an attempt at a star pass there by Oakland, and I can tell you exactly what went wrong. It was that the jammer did not pass the star to her pivot. The pivot took it off her head, and that is a penalty. The jammer has to give it up herself.
And that is well called by whichever ref was on top of that thing.
Our refs know stuff.
Meanwhile, back to the action. Number 1 par, La Chica Mala fighting a 3-wall of Outlaws towards the end of turn 3 there.
And if you know La Chica Mala, you know that she is a fighter.
Ooh, and just dodging a haymaker. Looks like still not a jammer is number 8 for the Oakland Outlaws, Fatal Dreidel.
Still some confusion surrounding that star pass. Fatal Dreidel went to the box as a blocker, not as a jammer. So therefore, she can't score points.
Oh, and quite a tumble there, but La Chica Mala getting the better of it, picking up 5 points for her effort.
And a low block assessed there at the end of the jam to number 505 for Oakland. And as I suspected, we're going to have a bit of a timeout.
Yes, when things get ugly like that, it's probably a good time to ask for a little help from the officials, make sure everything's buttoned down. Meanwhile, we do want to make you aware of the fact that we will be having a raffle in between this and the next bout. Do not forget to purchase tickets. We still have all kinds of awesome prizes.
Awesome prizes we do have. You can win them. You can win Derby's biggest fan prize pack with glossy photo prints, a roller jam book, bad merch, including a t-shirt, koozies, and shot glasses. You can also win a Tidy Shop gift bag for all you ladies and gents out there that like the waxing, be it eyebrows or other regions.
I don't mind it.
There's a $100 gift certificate to Tidy Shop and some jewelry. We also have Chivas wear, head to toe. They've got socks, they've got hats. And of course, at the intermission, we are going to be raffling off the VIP couches. Once again, they're in turn 2. You can sit in those squishy, comfy VIP couches, but only if you buy raffle tickets.
Only if you buy the raffle tickets.
You can't win if you don't play, Bob.
That's right. I, for one, am hoping to win the wax, because I would now like to get a Franciscillion.
A San Franzillion.
San Franzillion.
Only at the Tidy Shop.
Is that so that is a real thing then? You just corrected
It's a real thing.
My verbiage, so.
It's a real thing. In fact, Chesty Gillespie, an ex-Bay Area Derby girl herself, owns and operates the Tidy Shop, and she is the creator of the San Franzillion.
Sounds like a promo video waiting to happen. I haven't manscaped in at least 7 months, so
We'll talk to our video guys, you know.
maybe we can do a topiary?
Get all Edward Scissorhands up in there.
That's the second one, and I'm only get one for the night, so that is the end of my blue humor.
Folks, your Bad Girls are a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we are so proud to partner with other nonprofits throughout the Bay Area. We're excited to host Keen San Francisco as our featured nonprofit tonight. Keen, Kids Enjoy Exercise Now, is part of a national nonprofit organization that provides one-to-one volunteer-led recreational opportunities for children and young adults with developmental delays as well as physical disabilities at no cost to their families and caregivers. Thank you so much, Keen San Francisco, for being here tonight.
And as is my custom, I do like to give you a quick Mike Coe update. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Coe is still awake. Mike Coe is still awake.
He must have stopped by the Milk Money donut booth and gotten himself a donut and a cup of coffee. I know that would do it for me.
All right, so Berkeley Resistance utilized their official review to question why Black Sick 4 wasn't sent to the box as the jammer, when in actuality Black 8 initiated the Star Pass. So Black 8 went to the box, not Black 6-4 for that reason. The no call on Black 6-4 stands.
Oh, clear. Thank you for clearing that up for us.
Thank you, Kissy. Meanwhile, we have got number 888, Brawlin' Angel with the lead jammer for the Berkeley Resistance. Number 4x8, Bricktator jamming for Oakland. Having a little bit of trouble there with Taxi Scab and Dolly Rocket in the pack. Brawlin' Angel lapping her, gets the Grand Slam in a very natural way and calls off the jam. 5 points, Berkeley.
5 points. It looks like we now have a tie game, folks.
We have a tie game. Oh my goodness.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I'm not going to have any fingernails left at the end of this bout, Bob. They're going to be all chewed off.
I myself am getting a little soggy. Oh, hooray, another timeout. And an official review, which just gives us even more time to talk about our amazing sponsors. As always, mad love and shouts out to our awesome Barefoot Wine and Bubbly. Get you some Barefoot. Have a great time with Barefoot Wine and Bubbly.
I like wine.
I'm partial to the whinging, which is a synonym, but no.
It's not me making that noise. It's not me, I swear.
Whatever.
Folks, how many of you here like roller derby? How many of you like the Bay Area Derby Girls? Then you should know that our practice space is leaky and crummy and the floor is falling apart and we are looking desperately to find a new place to practice. You can help us. We have an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign that you can check out on Facebook or at indiegogo.com/badmove. Help us fund a new practice space, please. And thank you.
And check out that awesome promo video made by Bay Area Derby Volunteer of the Month Mark Slater up there on that Indiegogo campaign.
Not moving And once again, folks, our officials are officially doing their official thing, making sure everything is just as it should be. Once again, we have a 1-point game, so they cannot afford to make any mistakes. Nothing will go overlooked.
Moxie, I believe we've been infested by elitist scumbags.
All right.
And that's always a good sign in your security crew.
I know an elitist scumbag. Her name is Nurse Lithium, and she plays for the San Francisco Evil Dead.
Talk about like how awesome elitist should be up here.
It's always a good sign in your security crew when Culture Shock manages to make his way through, followed by the indomitable Dutch Crunch. I'm sure we'll hear something about this official timeout.
Oakland Outlaws utilized their official review for a no-cut call on Pink 888. It turns out that Black 7 touched out of bounds. Pink 888 did not cut, and subsequently Pink only received 4 points on that last pass. No
And
call stands.
we have a lead jammer on the track. It is number 10, Huxin, for the Oakland Outlaws. Mad props to DJ Neal for playing the tune yards.
Very quickly breaching for her initial pass. Berkeley forcing the call off. See if we got any points on the way out the door. Yes, indeed, 3 points on the way out the door for the Oakland Outlaws. That's going to put them ahead.
A little bit more. 116 Oakland, 112 for the Berkeley Resistance, and we will have another jam. Number 14, Rufio, jamming for the Berkeley Resistance. And number 42, Esteemed Bun Bun with the star for the Oakland Outlaws.
Both jammers having a heck of a time trying to get through, but number 42, Esteemed Bun Bun better at the front and picking up the jammer for the Oakland Outlaws. And all kinds of volume with that last statement, wasn't there?
Some stellar blocking happening out there on the track. Almost all four on the track. It looks like we do have a power jam right now in favor of Esteemed Bun Bun and her Oakland Outlaws. I didn't see the call on 14 Rufio, but she is sitting in the penalty box. And a back block is going to make this, again, jammer do-si-do for these two jammers.
Very unfortunate timing on that back block. She had intended to call it off, give her next jammer a power start, as you like to call it, Ms. Moxie, but she'll be spending 30 seconds thinking about it. Ooh, and quite a hit there by number 505, Dorado.
Shannon Dorado, another all-star blocker, skating for the Oakland Outlaws. And a multiplayer block sending Murderer Monroe to the box for Oakland.
And just an excellent display of positional blocking there, but to no avail, making her initial pass is the Berkeley Resistance jammer.
And Bob, as we like to say during power jams, you know you're going to get scored on if the power jam is against you. It's just a matter of getting a piece of that jammer, and Oakland is doing a really good job of that right now. They did slow her down. She picks up 4 points, but they got their jammer out of the box.
Just in time, and that jam comes to its natural conclusion. Looks like Oakland picked up a couple on the way out.
We have got a score of 125 for the Oakland Outlaws, 117 for the Berkeley.
Ooh, they made a liar of you.
124. Sorry, scoreboard guy. I jumped the gun. 117 to 124. I'm not doing that math, but you can do it.
Hey, it happens all day. I rely on Google for my math.
I use a calculator
Calculator.
all the time.
I'm not even sure what you're saying right now. You're just...
Number 777, Jane Hammer with the star for the Oakland Outlaws, and that's number 888, Brawlin' Angel, jamming for the Berkeley Resistance.
And still a fight to get through. Wilk Jammers getting pushed. Knocked to the inside is Brawlin' Angel.
Lead jammer Jane Hammer.
Ooh, I like that. Jane Hammer working her way through for her first scoring pass. She's going to pick up how many? That's 5 points. Picking up a jammer lap point on the way through, Jane Hammer.
A jammer lap point on Brawlin' Angel. Not an easy task, I must say. Oakland's pack must be doing something right.
And coming into the first straightaway, both teams completely scrummed together. Jane Hammer towards the front of the pack now. Brawlin' Angel.
Oakland really showing their teeth in this jam. Another natural grand slam. 5 more points for the Oakland Outlaws.
Much to the chagrin of number 888 Brawlin' Angel, as she's still stuck in a quagmire of black. A black mire, as it were. That's a portmanteau.
And Jane Hammer there, a forearm is going to send her to the box. And we have just the tail end of a power jam here for the Resistance and a completed star pass to Christy Yamagacha.
Very prettily done star pass. Done legally, it's a pretty thing.
It is a pretty thing. It gives your jammer a little bit of rest. It gets the pivot some action.
What's a pair of panties between friends, right?
And that was the right person to pass the star to, not just because she was wearing the pivot hat. Christy Yamagacha picks up 5 points for the Berkeley Resistance.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Just in time for the end of the natural end of that last jam. We're sitting at 134 Oakland Outlaws, 122 Berkeley Resistance. About 12 minutes left in this first game. And it looks like a timeout, Oakland.
You know what, if I were Oakland, I might call a timeout too. Just regroup a little bit. You know, you get 3 per game. And maybe they just need to have a little bit of a powwow right now after that incredible star pass by Berkeley.
This is an incredibly close game. It's a good idea to take as much time as you can to restock. No point in having extra timeouts on your way out the door.
Absolutely. And with Oakland's jammers standing in the penalty box, we are going to have, as you said, Bob, a power start for the Berkeley Resistance. A good time for them to talk about the plan, talk about what's going to happen in this next jam.
Maybe a little bit of time to do a dance party on the jammer line.
Bob, roller derby is way too serious for dance parties.
Especially home bouts, you know. We got to keep that stuff locked down.
We save that for the after party. Speaking of the after party, if you'd like to join us, we'll be just down the street at Thieves Tavern at 14th and Guerrero after the San Francisco and Richmond bout.
That's right. We'll be doing a conga line, and Miss Moxie is going to be giving me a piggy bob ride. It's true.
You're making stories up again, Bob. You're telling lies.
But just like Fox News, I'm telling them over and over and over again so that maybe you'll just believe it eventually.
I wish my parents were here to hear that one.
We'll send them a tape. They can hang out with my brother.
La Chica Mala, the lone jammer on the track for the Berkeley Resistance.
Chica Mala still 10 seconds in. Oh, there she goes, picking it up with 14 seconds into the jam. Lead jammer for the Berkeley Resistance.
And we do have number 777, Jane Hammer, back on the track for the Outlaws. But that's La Chica Mala picking up some points.
Jane Hammer getting quite a bit of love from that Resistance blocking crew. With 1 to beat, looks like she does manage to make her initial pass.
La Chica Mala escorted very kindly by Shannon Dorado into her own bench. It looked like she was sitting on Brawlin' Angel's lap.
Lazy.
She just wanted to take a rest.
It's no time to rest. We're sitting at 136 for the Oakland Outlaws, 126 for the Berkeley Resistance. 11 minutes left.
And we are going to start this jam with a full 5-on-5 on the floor. Empty penalty box, sad face penalty box.
I prefer a nice clean box, personally. Keeps the derby fun and moving.
Number 19, Steely Jan with the star for the Berkeley Resistance against number 4x8, Bricktator for the Oakland Outlaws.
Oh, speaking of exciting things, Bricktator picking up a lead jammer for the Oakland Outlaws. See what I did there? What?
I do. I see the guy with the Outlaws sign is very excited right now. Spectator, Jammer of the Year. That's right, DNN's Jammer of the Year, Rookie of the Year.
4 points on the way out the door for Brick Tater, taking the Oakland Outlaws to, I would imagine, 140 points, but I guess math. Hey, there it is.
You did it. It's like
I did that with my mind.
It's like you can add.
It's a Jedi trick I do. But shh, I'm a Sith.
We now have a 14-point game. That's easy math. Number 888, Brawlin' Angel, taking the star once more for her Berkeley Resistance.
Going up against number 10, Huxon. Oh, it looks like both of them are trying to take the center line. Huxon going to the inside.
Berkeley with a significant pack reduction.
Oh, wow, Berkeley forgot all about Huxon. Huxon picking up Lee Jabber once again for the Outlaws. Berkeley Resistance sitting with 2 in the penalty box right now. Oakland Outlaws with a full complement of blockers.
It looks like Huxon did not like that late hit there. She's throwing her hands up at the refs. She's like, I don't like when I get hit like that, but it didn't look like there was a call made, so we're going to start this just as we started the last jam. 4 blockers on the track for Oakland, just 2 for the Resistance.
It is looking good for the Outlaws with, looks like number 42 is Steam Bun Bun on the line.
And if I could see her number, I would tell you who that is jamming for the Resistance. It looks like number 14, Rufio.
That is correct, but taking lead jammer for the Oakland Outlaws, number 42 is Steam Bun Bun. Oh, and a nice line of Resistance piling up on turn 1 there, causing a lot of lateral movement for Esteemed Bun Bun. Does allow Berkeley's jammer to be released. Esteemed Bun Bun looking like she's going to call it off. Yes, she does. 4 points on the way out the door for Oakland Outlaws.
And we did have 1 Oakland blocker hitting the penalty box, 2 Oakland blockers hitting the penalty box, and we're going to have a reversal of that last jam with the pack advantage Berkeley.
It seems like they're just sharing the load, as it were, with the penalties. Unfortunately, we can't see what that board looks like.
No, but the teams can, and that's the important thing, Bob.
Nothing like watching yourself picking up penalties.
Number 4x8, Brick Tater with the star for the Outlaws against number 19, Steely Jan for the Resistance.
Both jammers having all kinds of issues, but the first to make it out is Steely Jan for the Berkeley Resistance.
Dolly Rocket and Taxi Scab doing an incredible job there, joined by teammate Jambi, hanging on to 4x8 Brick Tater, and they've got to let her go. Making it look easy, Steely Jan turns around, checks in with her bench, and calls off the jam, not before picking up a high 5 for the Resistance.
I don't believe she's called it off skating forward yet.
You know, she's fancy, I told you.
It's so smancy.
You should see her fingernails. Steely Jan's fingernails. I can't even describe them. Her manicure is pristine.
Jan, you blew my mind all the way from over there.
Wait, I have a picture on my phone. I'll show you.
Oh, yes. Let's bring the internet into this. Number 777 on the line. Jane Hammer for the Oakland Outlaws.
And I know that tiny person bobbing through the pack. That's number 1 par, La Chica Mala, jamming for the Berkeley Resistance. She's going to be mad at me later for that one.
Jane Hammer stuck in the back of the pack. La Chica Mala now in the center. Looks like Chica Mala getting towards the front. She just has 2 to go, 1 to go, and out she goes. La Chica Mala, lead jammer. And yes, those nails are indeed awesome.
They are Berkeley Resistance colors with a star on her thumbs.
Jane Hammer just finally able to make her initial pass as La Chica Mala gets knocked to the outside of turn 4. It looks like she's going to get recycled all the way back to the apex.
Was there a score on that jam? It looks like there's at least 1 finger in the air. I think it's just 1.
Just 1.
A hard-earned 1 point there for number 1 par.
1 is better than none, they say.
It's not actually the loneliest number. I mean, 0.
I would say
really,
0 is
right?
definitely the loneliest number.
I'm glad we agree on that.
Stupid
because,
Beatles.
What do they know?
What do they know anyway? Gosh. Stupid Beatles. Pretty sure the Beatles wrote that.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. My dad's not here to back me up. Number 888, Brawlin' Angel, jamming against number 10, Huxin. It is Brawlin' Angel with lead jammer.
As Huxin gets recycled all the way back to the apex of turns 1 and 2, Brawlin' Angel entering the pack for her first scoring pass.
Brawlin picks up 4, thinks about trying to get that point on Huxin, and decides against it. A wise strategy, I say.
Strategorous. And we're sitting at 136 for the Berkeley Resistance, 148 for the Oakland Outlaws. About 5 minutes left in this first game. We do have another one coming up, folks. Do pay attention for the next VIP couch raffle.
And it looks like everybody likes playing roller derby because we have 4 blockers on the track for each team as well as a jammer apiece. That's number 42, Esteemed Bun Bun with the star for Oakland, and number 19, Steely Jan with her fabulous nails for the Resistance.
Wow, brilliant move on the part of number 19, Steely Jan, making sure to stay on that knee, not picking up a track cut penalty.
That is discipline.
Raw athleticism isn't the only thing that wins in roller derby. All right, and it looks like we do have a lead jammer in our Oakland Outlaw, number 42, Esteemed Bun Bun, coming around for her first scoring pass. Looks like she's going to call it rather quickly. I don't blame her.
2 points for Esteemed Bun Bun and the Oakland Outlaws.
Oh, that's three points.
I'm sorry, Honey Badger, it's really hard to see your fingers from here. Can you make them bigger? We should just get Mickey Mouse gloves for all of our reps.
That is a brilliant idea.
Oh wait, except for Mickey Mouse gloves only have 4 fingers.
Well,
that wouldn't work.
We're just going to have to work with that.
I thought I had such a brilliant idea.
Somebody just submit a change to the WFTDA. 4 points, only 4 points possible, so we can bring in the Mickey Mouse gloves. Speaking of roller derby, Brick Tater picking up lead jammer for the Oakland Outlaws.
And the Chicamala out of the races and on to a track cut.
Oh no, very good circumstances though for the Outlaws as they're getting an opportunity to increase this lead. And definitely to the delight of our super fan, our Outlaw super fan, he has been holding that sign in the air for, I swear to God, the last 27 minutes.
I mean, Brick Tater, ladies and gentlemen, this is what she does so well.
Brick Tater expanding that point gap ever further, spreading those point legs, and taking it all the way home. 5 more points for the Brick Tater.
It's almost like she's not wearing wheels on her feet. It's like she has twinkle toes with rockets attached to them or something.
Rocketing through, picking up another 5 points just behind her counterpart. And she will get another quick shot at this pass. Though I feel a call off coming, but you never know.
It's coming.
Brick Tater eyeballing her compatriot, decides to keep it going. Not a bad idea with 2 minutes left in this bout. Ooh, did I call it a bout?
It is a bout. It is a fight to the finish. You know why? Because that's a good place to end.
Ooh.
I can't take credit for that one. That's the late, great Mitch Hedberg.
Knowledge.
What a jam for the Oakland Outlaws, folks. Widening that point spread just a bit more. 174 for the ladies in black and red, 140 for the Berkeley Resistance, and it looks like just under 2 minutes, Bob?
It looks about 1:34, just
right.
about.
So we'll have at least 1, possibly 2 more jams.
Aw, and a time for a little bit of sisterly love on the jammer line. And multiple jammers for the Outlaws today. They'll be fielding 2 on this next jam.
They just had a little high five there. Huxin is going to take the star for the Outlaws. And
I was interested in the strategy, personally.
Yeah.
Just like take it off at the last second. Who's going to be jammer? Who's going to be jammer?
We saw they tried to do that a little bit earlier with the star pass, the ill-fated attempt at the star pass, which I'm sure they'll do right the next time.
That pivot did get a little handsy. Little grabby.
But I'm sure she has learned her lesson.
Well, it looks like somebody found out that they'll be shutting down the beer line halfway through the next bout.
That is a long beer line, but I guarantee you there is a light at the end of that beer line, ladies and gentlemen. And it is delicious and bubbly and flavorful and tastes like beer.
And it's a great opportunity to buy 2, maybe 3 beers, maybe 4 beers.
I think you can only get 2.
Unless you're getting one for Bob Ukulele.
It looks like the skaters are ready. Our officials are still having a bit of a conversation. I'm glad they are. Okay. Jam timer Mr. Sister doing a fabulous job indicating exactly what's happening out there on the track.
Are you...
All right, it is official. We're back.
Ring of fire, ring of fire. Otherwise known as hemorrhoids.
All right.
That's medical humor. That doesn't count.
And as we said previously, number 10 with the star for Oakland is Huck Sin, and number 888, Brawlin' Angel, trying to push up that middle line, inside line for the Berkeley Resistance.
Speaking of the Berkeley Resistance, picking up lead jammer, Brawlin' Angel. Oh, wow. Oakland having all kinds of drama with their jammer getting out, but they do manage to get out for the initial pass. Little Joja? No Joja.
And this time Brawlin does pick up that lap point on Huck Sin, giving her a full 5 points for the Resistance before calling off the jam.
And that takes us to 145 for the Berkeley Resistance, 179 for the Oakland Outlaws. And just about 40 seconds left in this period.
That's plenty of time for another jam, Bob. Plenty of time. And as some people might say, it could be anyone's game, but I'd like to point out that anyone isn't playing tonight.
Anyone is not in the room, but what are in the room? It looks like a full house tonight.
We do have a sellout crowd here, and the action on the track is all the reason you need to know why this is a sellout crowd.
Oh, looks like a back block penalty is going to be sending Berkeley Resistance jammer
Steely Jan to the box, lead jammer for Brick Tater and the Oakland Outlaws. She's going to check the scoreboard, check in with her bench.
I don't know what this is called, but I think it rhymes with snail in the muffin.
You lost me. Calling off the jam, we have an unofficial final. Our officials are going to tally their scores and just make sure that we do have a win here for the Outlaws.
And we do appreciate the crowd for staying off the track while we wait for that official final.
We appreciate the crowd staying off the track, period.
Putting the FU in fun, Miss Moxie.
I'll do that. I will do that.
I stole that from Why I Otter. Speaking of fun, Miss Moxie, I have had quite a lot of fun standing just slightly to your left and talking about roller derby.
I have also enjoyed myself, Bob. Thank you so much for joining me up here.
Of course.
An amazingly close game against the Berkeley Resistance and the Oakland Outlaws.
Absolutely. Nobody likes to lose, but losing with a short point gap, way better.
And we do have a final score, folks. 179 for the Oakland Outlaws, 145 for the Berkeley Resistance.
Please do not go on the track. It is very important that if you are standing on the track, you are a skater and not a part of the crowd. Thank you very much.
So all I can say about the raffle is make sure
just call that the number and say go to the thing and pick up your thing, and
No, they're going to be all there.
they gotta come?
That's what I said. There wasn't enough time for people to recover.
Check.
All right.
Friendly reminder, get your last of your raffle tickets in before we start drawing those prizes. Also, those VIP couches are now going to be up for grabs again. I can see down there that Mama Bomb's adding additional tickets to that. We're going to start calling off some raffle numbers in about 5 minutes. So if you're thinking about, hey, I want a better seat in the house, go throw some tickets in there with a raffle ticket. We also got some great gear in there, some great prize packs.
Yes, indeed we do. We got Derby's biggest fan prize pack. That's got a glossy photo prints, a roller jam book, some bad merch. We got the pretty badass prize pack.
Oh, hey.
That's jewelry from Yes and Yes. Pretty Little Things and J. Fine Designs. We got the Tidy Shop gift bag. That's a $100 gift certificate to, I guess, to get your landscaping touched up. That's what I'll be doing. And some jewelry.
Yeah, we also got some Chivas wear head to toe, socks and hats, some great gear in there. Get your tickets in. We're going to be raffling those off in about 5 to 10 minutes here. As both these teams start taking the floor, our second game is going to